everyone, and welcome back to Vocal Quick Tips. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melanie. I'm a singer-songwriter, vocal coach, and worship leader from Toronto, Canada. I've been coaching vocalists for the past 6 years now, helping them transform their voices, find freedom when they're singing, and their own unique style that they love. Today we're going to be talking about vibrato, and I've got a great exercise that I teach all of my students that I'm going to show you later on in this video, so make sure that you stay and watch till the end. Vibrato is used in literally every genre and style of music, and before you write it off, you should know that it is absolutely crucial to learn if you want to take your voice from more a mediocre sound to amazing literally within seconds. It is so worth learning if you can't already do it. Now, the misconception is that as a singer, you're either born able to do it or you weren't. That is completely false. Just like everything else with singing, you can train your muscles and you can train your voice to learn new things. So what exactly is vibrato, you might be wondering? It is an oscillation of airflow on a certain note, as well as a relaxation of vocal cord tension. In simple terms, it's like a wave-like movement of sound on a certain pitch. So you might hear notes slightly above and below the note that is being sung. For example, see how it creates more of a full sound? That's why vibrato is absolutely crucial to learn. It just adds so much more than singing a plain note. For some vocalists, vibrato comes quite naturally, and for some of us, it doesn't. But either way, you need to have these 4 key elements in order to produce vibrato naturally. The first one being good breath support from your diaphragm and an even airflow. The second is good resonance of sound in your face mask. The third is good vocal cord closure, but not overly tight vocal cords. And the fourth is a relaxed sound by opening up your throat and not keeping it closed when you're singing. People try all sorts of crazy things to produce vibrato, including like shaking your jaw, or sometimes they push on their stomachs so they bounce their stomachs to create a warble-like sound. Those aren't great solutions. Bouncing your stomach, you potentially can feel what it feels like to have a vibrato sound, but it's not actually vibrato. So now that you know kind of what vibrato is, I'm going to teach you guys a few tips on how to do it. First one being is good breath support. Here's a little exercise to check to see if you are creating a consistent airflow. So I want everyone to put your hands on your diaphragm, just under your rib cage, on your stomach. You're gonna breathe in, nice relaxed breath, everything's gonna expand, and then you're gonna exhale on a S sound. You're gonna create a consistent airflow. You don't wanna be so quiet like you wanna pretend that you're actually gonna sing a note. I like to think about blowing out a candle or breathing through a straw, so let's try that together. That's a great warm-up to do as well in awakening your breath, especially in the mornings or before you sing. My second tip for you guys is one of my favorite exercises, and this is going to help you have really good resonance and bringing all of your sound forward into what we call the face mask, which is literally where you would wear a mask. It's called an NG sound, and you're going to sing it on a single note like this. If you say the word sing, if you're having trouble getting this, sing, and you hold the last 2 notes, that's what it should feel like and sound like. You'll know you're doing this correctly because your soft palate will be lifted, which is the soft part at the back of your throat, near your tonsils, on the roof of your mouth, and the back of your tongue will be touching that part of your mouth. Also, it is bringing all of the sound forward into your what we call nasal cavity. And so if you're doing this correctly and you pinch your nose while doing it, no sound will come out. For example, so now that we've learned to get our sound forward into our face mask, we're going to open up to a nice ah vowel sound, which will create that beautiful resonance that we're looking for. So try it with me. You can also do this exercise on a 5-note scale. Guys, you'll be an octave below me. So there you have it. It's a great exercise to use, honestly, every time you warm up. And it does release tension in your throat, which is what I said before is so crucial to learning vibrato. For our third and final tip, we are going to be learning how to bend a note. We're going to take 2 notes that are a semitone apart. We're going to sing them slowly, one after the other, eventually speeding them up and landing back on our original note. So it's going to sound something like this. Why don't you try it and see if you can do that as well? It is going to help you simulate what it would feel like to sing between 2 notes very close together and almost create that quick oscillation that you hear in vibrato. Just like everything else with singing, it takes a lot of practice, time, and patience. So if you don't get vibrato the first time that you're trying to learn it, don't stress. Keep practicing. Good airflow, good vocal cord closure, no tension, and bringing that sound into the face mask to create a nice resonance. Oftentimes, when I'm coaching my students and they're learning something new, I tell them to over-exaggerate it so that they can really understand what it feels like. With singing, it's all about how does something feel. And so if you need to pretend to be one of those massive opera singers that have the crazy vibrato, then go for it. But after you've learned vibrato, it's really, really important that we become tasteful with anything in singing. So learning how to use vibrato is the next step that we need to take. You can use vibrato in many different ways. Usually when you're holding out a note, you can sing it at the beginning of the note, in the middle of it, or, which is most common, which is at the end. I'm going to sing you guys a little clip of a song so that you get the idea of when and how to use vibrato. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Well everyone, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Vocal Quick Tips. As always, leave me a comment, let me know what you've been liking, or if there's some areas that you would like to hear tips on, give me a shout, and I will see you guys next week on Vocal Quick Tips.